Hello YouTube, welcome to my Gate Guardian montage. Subscribe for more. We start with prep rights to grab Illusion of Chaos. Chaos effect to grab Magician's Souls and put back Illusion of Chaos. Shadow Ghoul effect to get Labyrinth Wall. Wall effect to get Suijin. Normal summon Heavy Tank and place Songa in your spell zone. Use Soul's effect to special summon it by pitching Kozijin to the grave. Soul's effect to discard Suijin and Songa to draw 2. We will use Upstart Goblin and then Foolish Burial Goods to create follow-up for next turn by pitching the prey of the Jirai Gomo. Souls and Heavy Tank link into Cross Sheep and then we fusion summon Gate Guardians combined in an arrow pointing from Cross Sheep in order to special Souls again. We link again into Celine, use her effect to bring back Souls one last time and then link into Apollysa. Our opponent specials out Cosmo Strawman and then normal summons R2D2 to use its effect, which we negate with Apollo Usa. Next he summons Delta Shuttle, and uses Cosmo Town to draw 2 Ash Blossoms. Shadow Ghoul effect in the battle phase to protect my Apollo and Apollo effect to negate the Delta Shuttle. On our turn we grab Songa and activate Kashtira Birth, however our opponent mistakes this as us going into an XYZ monster and he activates Dimensional Barrier calling XYZ. We normal Kozijin Infusion summon Thunder and Wind and our opponent then surrenders. This next duel is a quick one against Tearlaments, mostly for the lulls. We go second and while we wait our opponent starts comboing and milling away with Lightsworn and Tearlaments. He uses Merlion King of the Swamp to fusion summon Grapha. They activate Scream and then Foolish Burial to send the Kelbeck and get milling some more. Sheer and special summon and mill a few more cards before Exceed summoning into Raydur. Our opponent will not activate Redo right away which will end up sealing his fate. Super Poly into the Dragostapelia for an easy GG. Next duel is against a trap deck. We go first and start by special summoning Kashtira Unicorn. Unicorn effect to search for and play Kashtira Birth. Next we play Prep of Rights and search for Magician of Chaos. Chaos effect to search for Magician's Souls and then Souls effect to pitch the Kozijin and special summon. Sacred Swords effect to banish Unicorn to draw 2, then Kashtira Birth to bring our boy back. We normal summon Heavy Tank and search for Suijin. Souls effect to pitch the Suijin and the Wind and Thunder spell to draw 2. We then link into Cross Sheep and fusion summon our big boy. Cross Sheep effect to Reborn Souls and then we link again into Celine. Celine effect to Reborn Souls a final time, and then we link into Apollo Usa. We have 9 total Inteptions right now. Our opponent sets 1 monster in 3 back row and passes it back to us. We attack with Unicorn and a chain link of 5 pops off, with us negating his Crackdown and the 2 Tikaboos being useless. We banish his Dragostapelia and negate his Subterra Guru then attack for 4,550 damage. We set 1 for fun and pass turn. Our opponent plays Extravagance which gets negated. Kashtira Birth then banishes his whole graveyard. Apollo negates the Lord of the Heavenly Prison and our opponent sets his Ash Blossom and passes turn. We summon our heavy tank and that's all she wrote. These next replays are a match against Phantom Knight Burning Abyss. In game 1 we get to go first and we banish heavy tank right away to draw 2. Wall Shadow effect to search Suijing. Then Shadow Ghoul to search another Wall Shadow. New Wall Shadow and S effect to search Sangha. Then Magician's Soul's effect to pitch Kazijin and special summon itself. Soul's effect discarding the Sangha and Suijin to draw 2. Then we normal summon Elemental Hero Prisma. Prisma effect to thin the deck and discard our second copy of Kazijin and then we link into Cross Sheep. You have seen this combo before. Fusion summon Gate Guardians and use Cross Sheep to reborn souls. We link into Selene and then link again into Apollo Usa. We set double attack and super poly and pass turn. Our opponent uses Allure of Darkness, pitching Sir. He plays Rhoda and adds Junk forward. He specials Junk forward then normal summons Tour Guide from the Underworld. Tour Guide S effect to special Cage Much a Knife, and then Graph S effect to special summon itself. He will then link into Carabini and use his effect to pitch the Phantom Knights of the Torn Scales. He links again into the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche but we catch him with double attack and destroy his Rusty Bardiche. He then sets 1 and passes. We use a Apollo to attack his Junk forward but he activates his Fog Blade trap card. Luckily the big guy can negate its effect and we continue our attack. We then pass it back to our opponent. He activates the Graveyard effect of Fog Blade to special summon Torn Scales. Torn Scales effect, but we stop it with Ash Blossom. Silent Boots is summoned and then him and Torn Scales are used to summon Break Sword. He goes into the battle phase but wisely moves into MP2 to avoid my Shadow Ghoul-less Graveyard effect. He uses his effect to bait a negate out of Gate Guardian and then uses his quick play spell to rank up into Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. From here he scoops and we move on to game 2. Our opponent moves first, setting both his copies of Imperial Iron Wall. He summons Psychic Wielder and uses Allure of Darkness. He activates Emergency Teleport and summons Psychic Tracker. He links into Carabini and sends Graph to the graveyard. Graph effect to special summon Sir. He links again into Rusty Bardiche and I impatiently chain Nibiru to Sur's graveyard effect. Carabini comes back out and then he passes turn to me. We play Foolish Burial Goods and they chain Imperial Iron Wall, which will stop us from banishing any more cards. We use Fusion Deployment to special summon Suijin and Heavy Tank to bring out Kazijin. It's at this point I realize I can't Fusion Summon and I move on to the battle phase. We use Prep Rights to go through our Magician's Soul's play. Soul's effect to pitch the Birth and Kazijin to draw 2 but it wasn't really worth it. We end our turn and pass it back to our opponent. He draws Fog Blade and then scoops giving us the 2-0 win in the match. Thank you for watching my video. Here I will scroll over every card I use in the deck. Enjoy the music and subscribe for more content.